So, hello everyone, welcome to DataminX. So, today, what we are going to do, we are going to practice SQL through the HackerRank platform. So, in HackerRank, as you can see, when you come to this prepare section and you go to SQL, then you come to this dashboard where you have a lot of questions that you could do to improve your SQL and command on SQL. So, we'll be learning and practicing it. So my advice to you before you jump onto this video, as you have checked the thumbnail, so my advice is just to practice by yourself first. And if you get stuck at any point, you could refer to this video because I'll be making sections for each questions. Wherever you get stuck, you can come back and then join that from that YouTube section thing. So yeah, so first in this section in this video, our agenda is to do the SQL basic question. So I'll filter out on basic and I'll do all the questions, easy, medium, and hard. So yeah, so let's get started. Let me check if my audio is coming correctly. Okay, so my audio is good. So let's go. Let's start. Let's start the video. Let's start the question. So first question is revising the select query one. So it's already I've done this query, but let's remove it first and then again I'll do it. So in this query, as you can see, we have to query all the columns for all American cities in the city table with population larger than 1 lakh. The country code for America is USA. So basically, you have to select. Okay, this is select query, so we'll go with select. And since we are supposed to find all the cities, all the American cities, and all the columns also, therefore I'm using the star from city. So that's what I will write. And then I'll use the where and where population is greater than 1 lakh. So 5 zeros and the country code. So I'm just keeping up with the, uh, you know, whatever the, typecasting or whatever the, if it's like, I'm just considering this all uppercase. So I'm just considering that. Okay. And the code for USA is USA only. So yeah, so let's run this code. Okay, so it's working fine and let's submit it then. Okay, so we have done this question. So let me again come back to the basic select thing. So yeah, again come to basic, easy, medium, hard. Let's remove the basic from here. So yeah, so we have done SQL query this and let's now do this. Yeah, so let's do this question now. Query the name field for all American cities in the city table with population larger than, how much is it? It's around 1,20,000. So yeah, let me just see if my audio is correctly coming. Okay, so audio is good. So let's hop on to this question. So I just have to select only. So I'll select and I have to select name. So I'll select name from city where the population where the population is greater than, larger than. So I'll use the strictly greater than sign. And then again, I'll use 4 zeros at the end and use the country code as USA because I have to consider the country USA and I have to get the city. So let me just explain you the table also. So what's happening in the table? The table is containing the city names from all the countries. So there are multiple cities with its population, its district, its country code, its name, and its ID. So yeah, that is what I have to do. So yeah, country code is nothing but USA. So I'll just put USA in here. Okay, so let me just run this code and see if it's working. I hope it's working. So yeah, so I've got the correct output and this was the expected output. Let's submit it. Yeah, remember that USA should be in this, single quote. And as it is just a word, so that's why I'm putting it in single quote. And yeah, so it's good to go. We're good to go to the next question. So let's do the next question. Next question is select all. Okay, so let's do this third question. So query all the columns for every row in the city table. The city table is described as follows. Okay, so we just have to query all the rows. So if it is written to query all the rows, so we'll just say select star from city and that's it. Not the QT, only city. Okay, so when we'll advance in this video, you will see like HackerRank will give more tougher questions and like the question which are generally asked in interviews. So keep practicing along with me. This will help you in interviews. Okay, so I've done this. So this was easy, not that difficult. Now let's come to the select by ID. Okay, so let's see this question. So we have to query all the columns for a city in a city. Okay, with ID list. Okay, so that's easy. Easy question. So we'll say select star from city and we just have to find all the columns. Therefore, I'm using star and from the city table, I have to find, therefore, I'm using city and I have to use where ID is this 1661. So let's see if it works. I hope it works. Okay, so it's working. So we are having a city called Sayama in Japan, and its district name is this Saitama, and this is the I think population count of it. So yeah, let's submit it. Okay, it's being submitted. Taking some time. Okay, so we are good to go now. Let's come to the next question, which is Japanese cities attribute. Okay, so let's see if what's the question. Query all the attributes of every Japanese city in the city table with country code Japan. So we have to query all the attributes of every Japanese city. So we'll say select, and since we have to select all the Japanese city, it's the question similar to the USA. So it's quite kind of the same have to write. But the thing is that there is no population thing. So that's the single thing. But yeah, I think it's good. So select star from city where the country code is equal to the Japan, Japan. So yeah, that is the thing. Let's run it first. So yeah, it works. So we're getting all the cities. So Negaya, Nea, Gawa, Aikyo. So I'm having little difficulty pronouncing them. But yeah, so let's not pronounce them and just move forward. Okay. Okay, so we are having some little time while submitting. That's not good. It should be fast. Okay, so yeah, we have done it. Let's come to the let's come to this thing. So we have done attribute and we have done the Japanese city name. So we have to do this now. Japanese city name. So I'm back again. Yeah. So let's read this question. Query the name of the all Japanese city in the city table. Country code for Japan is ZPN. Sorry, JPN. Okay, so let's do this now. So we have to query the names of all the Japanese city. Okay, so select star and we have to get the name. So that's why we'll say name and from city table where the country code, where the country code is equal to JPN. So yeah, it's kind of similar to previous question that we have done. So let's go. So we are killing all the questions, and that's good. That's great. So we've done this question. Now comes to the weather observation station. So these are the like series of questions on weather substation or station. So there will be multiple questions up to I think 12 questions. There will okay, so yeah. So let's start the first weather observation station one. Okay, so query a list of city and state. So this is a new data set that we are working on. It's a new table. So yeah, let's go. So query a list of city and state from station table. The station table is described as follows. So we just have to get the city and the state from the station. So that's easy also. So we'll say city. So first we have to find the city, then then the state from the city. So yeah, that's the thing. Let's see if it's working. So yeah, there is some problem. There is some problem. There is some problem. City doesn't exist. City doesn't exist. Okay, so we are. I was okay. I was stuck with the previous table. So yeah, I have to find it from the station. Station. It should be station. Okay, so yeah, now it will work. Yeah, so I'm getting all the cities and all the states. Okay, and state is given in the you know some code word or like some short initials. Okay, so let's submit it and move to the next question. Okay, so that's good. Now let's close it. Now let's come to the observation 3, weather observation station 3. So list of cities name from station for cities that have an ID that have an even ID number. Print the result in any order, but exclude the duplicates from the answer. The station table is described as follows. Okay. Okay, so let's see if we could do this question. So query a list of city. Okay, so we just have to get the name. So we'll just select city. Okay. From station. Okay. And we have to find the cities with even number ID where ID. So we'll pick the ID. And if you remember, like in Python or any in programming languages like Java, we mostly use this modulo sign and we say 2. And if it is equal to 0, then we print it. And we also have to exclude the duplicate. So thereby I'll use the word distinct here, distinct word in here, distinct. Okay. So I'm using distinct city from station where ID is this. So if it works, let's see if it is working or not. Okay, so it works. So yeah, so that is what and how we have to do it. Just simply select distinct cities from station where ID, and if you do the modulus of it with 2 and you get 0 as a remainder, so that's how you find an even number. So yeah, that's easy. Now let's submit it and move to the next question. Okay, so we have submitted the question. Now let's jump towards the next question. Next question is going to be the observation station 4, and let's hop onto it. Yeah, so in this scenario where we have to find the difference, so let's find the difference. So basically, we have to find the difference between the total number of cities and subtracting total number of cities from the distinct cities, number of distinct cities in the table. So the simple way is to do count negative, or like let's say subtraction between the counts. So as we will find the city count, so all the cities. So this is a way how we find the count of all the cities, and we have to subtract the distinct city count. So we'll just say distinct city from station. Okay, since SQL or like in any other languages or in any other platform like MySQL or Postgres, it is always case and sensitive. Therefore, I'm using from also, and nothing will happen. Nothing will change the code. So yeah, while my code is running, my query is running. So I'm just having a difference between city count and the distinct city count. So yeah, that is what they asked for. Let's submit it. Cool. So now let's move to the next question. So we have done observation station 4. Let's do observation station 6. So yeah, let's move to the question. I've changed some mic settings, so that's why the audio will be good now. So the query lists the city names starting with the vowel from station. You cannot your result cannot have or contain duplicates. Okay, so it's another easy query, but little if it is little new to you, then you will learn something from it. So we'll say select, but we have to select the distinct. So that's why I'm writing distinct keyword in here, distinct keyword, and I'm selecting city. If I'm putting city here, and then from station, I'm getting it from station table. Okay, and I have to pick the name which is starting from vowels letter. So I'll say where city, and I'll say uh like A, and then this, and I'll say or. Then again I'll say city, then I'll say like, then I'll say E. So I'll copy this thing because this will be repeating. So I'll start it from here. Okay, so we have A, E, I, O, and U. So that's great. Let's check if it works. Okay, it's failing. Okay, where it is having some issue. City like A, city like E, city like I, city like O, city like O, city like U. So where it is the problem? So where is the problem? So yeah, I was actually forgetting this thing. So it is city. Then we could actually arrange it in a good syntactical way. So the problem that I was, having is this. Let's use some tab. So yeah, so I should use the, this here. I should use this single quote. Since I'm looking for a word, that's why. So let's run it now and check if it works. So yeah, now finally we got this. Okay. Let's move to the next question. The next question is our weather observation station 7. The query the list of city names ending with the vowels. Okay, from station. Your result cannot contain duplicates. So it is the same query that we have done previously. Let me show you that query that we have done. Okay, so yeah, like in here, we actually want to know that if the city is starting from the vowel. But with this question, we are saying that it should be ending with the vowel. So yeah, it's quite similar. We have to find the city. So we'll say select distinct city from station where city like. Now we just have to reverse the thing. We just say this thing. Okay, that is it. Then comma, then some tab, then I'll copy this. So yeah, this is AEIOU. Okay. Yeah, so now it works. Let's submit this code. Okay, like these mistakes could occur, like small mistakes, like where you were supposed to add or, but you actually added the comma. So like this can happen. So be prepared for this. Okay, so we have done those questions. Now let's come to the weather station 8. We've done 6, 7. Now it's turn of 8. Okay, so what it is saying? It is saying query the list of city names from station which have vowels, okay, as their both first and last character. your result cannot contain duplicates. So now our first character can be vowel and the last character can also be vowel. Okay, so should we do it in a way? Okay, let's try first. We'll say distinct again, same thing. City from station and station where now the things start. City like the point is we have to start from, it could be starting from a vowel. So yeah, we could say like this. Similarly, we could say city like uh okay, either this could be the case or there could be multiple cases, by the way. Okay, let's try if it works like that. City. Okay, I have to write city. Okay, E. Let's copy this. Then this, then this, and then this. Okay. Okay. A E I O and U. So like in this question, we were supposed to have the starting with the vowel and ending with the vowel. So therefore, and ending with the vowel. You got the point. So like it was written in here also. And but initially I got confused. So I actually added or. So yeah, you should have and in between. So that is the thing. Okay. A E A should come here. A U. What is left? A E I O. Okay. Let's try to run this now. Okay. Again, some error. Okay. A E I. Okay. Okay. I got that where I'm getting error. Or or and one more or in here. Let me format it. Hmm. Let's try to run this now. So now it works. Yeah. Okay, so like this was easy, but kind of tricky. Okay, let's come to the next question, that is observation station 9. By the way, like I have done all these SQL question like I think 1 year ago. I'm also practicing along with you. So like whatever error I'm getting, like you can just skip that part and just go to the part where I'm just solving it in a correct way. But yeah, like you can learn from my mistakes as well as I'm making them along the way. So yeah, great. So let's study the question first. So it is saying query the list of city name from station that do not start with vowel. That do not start with vowel. Okay. Select your result cannot contain duplicates. Okay, that's the thing. So again, distinct will come. Distinct will come. We'll say select city from station, 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 where now I have to put in a way like should not start. Okay, should like it should not start or do not start with vowel. So I'll say city like. So it's kind of same, but in a different way. Like not. So I have to use not keyword in here. Let's try. I'm just trying also if it is working that way, or it's just me who's thinking that way. It'll work. So let's see. EIOU. Okay, so I'm having some error. Not. Not like. Is it not like? I think it is not like then. Not like. Let's try. Okay, again, like I got some output, but it's not correct. Okay, so 1 out of 1 test case failed. Okay, then what I'm doing wrong? Not like. Do not start with vowel. Do not start with vowel. Mm, okay, let's try. Yeah, so I actually checked about this question. So like I was using or in here, but the this is a classic trap kind of thing in SQL. So we have to use and. So we have to use and. Why? Because we shouldn't be, uh, giving the chance to find the city which is starting from. Like it should be like the city should not start with A and should not start with E, should not start with I. But if you say city should not start with A or, which means it can start with any other stuff, which means like it cannot start with A, but it can start with E. So yeah, that is the thing. But if you write in a proper way using and, then it actually works out. So yeah, we have done this question now. Let's come to the query city name from station that do not end with vowel. Okay, same thing. Select distinct. city from station where uh, where city not like not like where city not like A and city not like E I O U. Okay, so it works. Now let's come to the next question. First, let me submit it. Okay, it's submitted. Now we have done the question 10th. So the substation, station 10. Okay. Now let's do the station 11. Let's do the station 11. So it is query the list of city names from station that either do not start with vowel or do not end with vowel. Okay. So we'll say select distinct city from station where city do not start with vowel. Do not start with vowel. Okay. So first we have to just do it like this. Okay. AEIOU or okay or using or. Now we'll just copy and paste this thing. So city or city. Yeah. So we will say okay. Now let's run this. Okay, it works. So yeah, it was quite simple. We just have to just follow the line. Okay, follow the text here. It is saying or. So I have used or similar to that. And based upon previous question that I've solved, I've got an understanding. Okay, I have to do this. Where I have to use or and where I have to use and all those things. So it's cool. Yeah. Let's jump. Okay, so this was 11th station 11. Now let's do station 12. Okay, so this question, station 12. Query the list of city names. Okay, select distinct city from station where city is this the same question? Like, is it the same? Because I think 11th was kind of same. Let me read both of them. So this is 11th one. So it is saying either do not start with or do not end with. Now here it is saying do not start with and do not end with. Got it? So yeah, we'll say which city do not start with. Okay, so it do not start with. Okay, so we'll say do not start with. Okay, so city, not like, and we'll use this thing. Okay, do not start with. Okay, let's try. Let's try first. Okay, copy this. I P U. Let me see if it is recording. Okay, recording is on. Yeah, so it is working. Okay, it's working. It's working. So yeah, it's kind of simple. Now you just have to, read it. Yeah. Now let's go to next question. Then close the previous question. So we have done 12, all the weather observation station questions. Okay. So yeah, let's start with the next question. Higher than 75 marks. Query the name of any student in the student who scored higher than 75 marks. Order your output by the last three digit of each name. If two or more students have both name ending in the same last three character, let's say Bobby, Robbie, etc., or secondary sort them by ascending ID. Okay. So basically what's happening, I'll just write the code and just explain you along the way. So I have to select the name of student. So okay, it's name only. So yeah, name from the table students. So this is the first time we are using this table, and we have to say where clause, and within marks should be greater than 75. Okay, that's it. Now the thing is we have to order. So we have to order. So we say whenever we try to uh, get the output in some kind of order, we always use order. Okay, so we'll say order by. This is the syntax, order by. So we have to order by what? We have to order by the last three characters in every name. Okay. So there is a kind of trick for this. We use write for picking the name and choosing the last three digits. So to do that, if you want to pick the first three digit, so then you will use left. But if you want to choose the last three digits, so then you will use right. Okay. Of which we have to choose from the name and the last three digit. Okay. And if we were to suppose, like if we were to choose from the beginning, then we would have, taken left. So therefore we are using right. And this is the primary order, ordering, you could say, like rule. And the second rule, the secondary sorting rule, is based upon ID. So we'll say ID. And if we want them in ascending order, then we'll simply use the initials of ascending, that is ASC. Okay. And close it. Now let's run the code and check if it's working. Okay, it's working fine. So let's submit the code and move to the next question. So what is our next question? Okay, it's submitted. Success is there. Okay. Now let's come to the employee name. Okay, so employee name is the new question. So now this question is kind of easy, and we are entering into another table, that is employee. We have to query all the names of the employee from the employee in the alphabetical order. Okay. So as we have to do it in alphabetical order, so we'll say select. We have to select the name. So name from employee, and you have to simply you just have to order it by name. No, nothing, any formula or anything. Just use order by name, and it will give you an alphabetical order. Like if in any question in interview, or if it is asked in any anywhere, just always remember, if you want alphabetical ordering, use order by, and whatever the name is, or the last name, first name, just it will handle it. Okay, order by name. Let's run it. Let's check if it works. I hope it works. Is my audio coming correctly? Okay. So yeah, it worked. So yeah, we are getting all the names. Okay, so that's great. Let's submit it. Let's submit it and see if it is getting submitted. Okay, so yeah. Now let's go to employee salary question. Employee salary, employee salary. Okay. Now write a query that prints the list of employee name. Okay. Again, we have to select the names only. Select name. Okay. From employee, 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 where the salary of employee is greater than $2,000 per month, and who have been employed for less than 10 months. Okay. And months should be less than 10. And we have to sort it. So again, when sorting, we'll use order by, and we have to sort it based upon employee ID. So employee ID. Okay, we have to sort it ascending order. Okay, in ascending order. So whenever you get confused, always look at this, table structure or schema. You can see like whatever is the name that is given to the column, always use that name, and to the table also, whatever the name of the table. Let's check if it runs or not. If the query is good, okay. So the query is good. Therefore, we are getting the name of the employee who is having salary greater than $2,000 and having worked for less than 10 months. And we have also like sorted them based upon their employee ID. Okay, let's submit it. And let's move to the next question now. Okay, so it's getting submitted. So let's move to next question. Next question is type of triangle. Okay, so this is a good question. So let's open this question. Okay, so let's first read the question, how it is. Write a query identifying the type of each record in the triangle using. Okay, so we have to find from triangle. Okay, so we'll be selecting something. Okay, and we'll be selecting from triangle, triangles. Okay, so that is what we know. Now, using its three-sided length. Okay. Now, very important. When you have question like this, where you have to, find some kind of like, you know, I would say like it's kind of if else case. In programming, we use if and else, but in SQL, we use case. Okay. We use case. So we'll say tab, we'll say case, and then again, tab will say when. So when. So we have three columns here, okay, A, B, C. So we'll say when A is when A plus B. Okay, let's so this is like select case when. Okay, but yeah, we have to understand like what it is asking. Okay, so we have to print the output like isosceles, equilateral, scale-in, not a triangle. Okay, okay, that's great. That's great. So okay, they have also given the explanation and the stuff. Okay, so yeah, got it. So before we go forward, let's see. Okay, okay. Hmm. So I'll tell you the structure by the way, and then we'll write the query. So we say select case when, and if that is the if condition gets true, then we say then. Similarly, same thing we'll do then when, and again then when then. So in this case, I hope we could be using around four cases, and one case could go into else. So I'll be using else. Okay. And when you have to end the case, you use end. Okay. So that is it. So let's write the code. Okay. Let's write the code first. So if you know, like if any triangle is, let's suppose, isosceles. So what will happen? So at that time we can say A is equal to B, or it could be, or B could be equal to C, or we could say A could be equal to C. Is that right? Yeah, I hope it's correct and you're getting my point. So at this moment we'll say it's isosceles triangle. Okay, it's isosceles triangle. Okay, so that's great. Now come to this. Okay, so when I could say when, so other triangle is equilateral, equilateral. Okay, and one is scalar. Okay, so when the triangle is not a triangle, when like the thing that 3 points that are given to you is not a triangle, is basically kind of always like it comes only in this case. Okay, so it is like either A plus B will not be summing up to C, it will always be less than or maybe equal to, or we could say B plus C less than A, or we could say A plus C less than equal to B. Okay. Then at this case, we have like we cannot say it's a triangle. So it would say it's not a triangle. Okay. Not a triangle. Let's copy this from here. Copy it. Let's paste it here. Now, when okay, so two cases are still remaining. One is scalar and equilateral. So for equilateral, I could say all of my sides are equal. So all of my sides are equal. So all of my sides are equal. Yeah. So I could say like this. So I'll say it's equilateral. Okay, let's copy this and paste it here. Okay, now in else case, we would say it's a scalar. Okay. Okay, so far it looks good. We're selecting we're creating a case, and then we're saying when, and then giving a condition, and then saying then again when, then else, then end, then from triangle. Okay, let's run this. If it works, let's see if it works or not. Okay, so my output is coming, but my answer is not correct. Okay, what could be the reason? So here we should use and we should use A equal to B and B equal to C. A equal to B and B equal to C. I figured out something that we should first check if it is a triangle or not. Like the first case should be, we should be checking if it is a triangle or not. You know, then we should be checking if it's equilateral or not. So it should be in order. I don't know why, but that is the thing I think with this question. And then we should check if it is isosceles. And then if nothing matches, then it would be scalar. So that is the thing. Okay, let's run the code now. Now it works. Now it works. Okay, let's submit the code. Okay, so it's cool. So now we'll start off with the questions based on aggregation. So let's start doing them. So the first question is aggregation of count. Okay, so we will be counting here. Let's do this question. So yeah, we have to find the count. So what the query says, let's study this. It says query a count of the number of cities in the city having population larger than 1 lakh. Okay, so it's easy. We'll say select, we'll say count. What are we counting? We're counting the city, number of cities. So we could take any of the field. I would take name here, and I would say from city where population is greater than 1 lakh. Okay, so let's check if it works. Okay, it works. Okay, so it works. Okay, let's go to next question. Next question is sum of function, the sum function. Okay, so next question is sum function. Now, total population of all cities in city where district is California. Select total population. So we'll be doing sum over of all the cities. So, okay, of all the cities from city where district is California. Okay. Total population of total population. Okay. So total population will come in this sum. Okay, so that's good. That's good. Total population of all the cities in the city where district is California. Let's run this. Yeah, it works. Okay, let's move to next question. Next question is next question is revising aggregations, averages. Okay, let's do this. We'll say we have to find the average population of all the cities in the district. Okay, same question, just some tweak. Select
average population from city where district is California. California. Okay. So I think it's done. Yeah, it's done. Okay. Now let's move to next question. Next question is average population. Now let's come to this average population question. So we are supposed to find out the average population of all the cities in the city rounded to nearest integer. So we have to use the round function also here. So we'll say select. So we'll say select. Um, we have to take the average of the population. Also, we have to find the rounded number. So we'll say round, and then we'll say city, from city where where which city where, okay, no, don't need to, no need to put this thing. Simple, it will work. Like we have to just find out the rounded value of average population of city. Okay, it works. Let's move to next question. Okay, let's move to next question. So next question is Japan population. Okay. Query the sum of population of all the cities in. Okay. Again, it's easy. We'll say select sum population from city where country code is Japan. Okay. So let's see this if it works. Okay, it works. Okay, cool. Now let's close this window and let's jump to next question. Next question is population density difference. Let's come to this. Okay, we just have to find the difference between maximum and minimum population. So it's again easy question. So we'll say select max between population. Okay, population minus minimum of population, again population from city. Okay, cool. 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 Let's submit this. Okay, it's working fine. So let's now move towards next question, the blunder. Let's do this question. Okay, so yeah, in this question, Samantha was tasked with calculating the average monthly salaries for all employees in the employees table, but did not realize that her keyboard's zero key was broken until after completing the calculation. She wants your help finding the difference between her miscalculation using salaries with any zeros removed, the actual and the actual average salary. Okay, write the query calculating the amount of error, actual minus miscalculated average monthly salaries, and round it up to the next integer. Up to the next integer. Okay, I'll tell you like why I focused on this word, up to the next integer. And let's check out the table. So table is simple, ID, name, salary, and this is the way the true like when like the zeros are used, and this is when the zeros are not used. So by the way, what happened that her keyboard zero was not working, therefore every zero is not like any zero like here is not present, but here the zero is present. So basically the table that is given to us will be this. So let's find out. So we'll be selecting the salary. Okay, so we'll be selecting the salary and taking the average. So we'll say average salary. Okay, salary. And we have to take the difference. As we have seen, we have to take the difference. So let's, for example, study this explanation here. As you could see, this average salary is coming as 98, but this salary is coming as 2159. So we have to take the difference of it. So when we take the difference, we get around 2061. So it is not any decimal value answer. Therefore, like we are getting an integer right away. But if it would have been any, like the value with some decimal places and like some values, like after point, so then we have to take the next integer, which means that we have to take the ceiling value. So basically, as I've told you in previous question, one of the question that I told you, let's move to that question. So yeah, this was the question where we were about to find the average population of all the cities in a city, rounded to the nearest integer. When it says to the nearest integer, that's when we have to use round. But when it says that we have to round it up to next integer, then we have to use the ceiling function. So we'll be using ceil. Okay. Now we'll be taking, so this is the average from this table. But how will we calculate the average from this table? We have to remove the zero. So for removing zero, we'll say, as we have to find the average only, so we'll say average upon salary, and then we have to replace zero. So just it should click in your mind that we have to replace zero. Therefore, we'll say replace. We'll say replace, and replace what? Replace zero. So we'll say zero with an empty character, okay, or empty space. Okay, empty, like empty space or whatever you can say. Yeah. So this is it. Replace column is done, and then the ceiling column comes. Okay. Okay. So this is like the bracket. Okay. The parentheses are correct. Now let's. Okay. From which table? Table name is employees. 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 Okay. Employees. Okay. Let's see if it works. Okay. It's working. Let's move towards next question. The top earners. Okay. Top earners. Okay. So this was submitted also. Let's know this question. Now, so now other question is, now let's move towards this question, top earners. We define an employee total earning to be their monthly salary into months worked. The maximum total earning to be maximum total earning for any employee in the employee table. Write a query to find maximum total earning of all the employees as well as the total number of employees who have maximum total earning. Then print these values as two space separated integer. Okay. So by the way, this is the table that we are working on, and this is the table that we have in initially, and we have employee ID, name, month, and salary. So we have to create a separate row for the earning. So we'll say select, and we have to multiply months times salary, as we'll be calling it as earnings. Okay. As you could see, there is this table where we are having this earning column as well. So therefore, we'll be making it like this. Okay. So now we've got this earning point, but understand like what we have to find. So in this table, if you look closely, you will find that this is the maximum earning. Okay. That is 69952. So if you catch this, that there is only single person named Kimberly who is having this maximum salary. So we'll be printing his name. We'll be printing like this. This is the salary, and like this is the maximum earning, and number of person having that maximum earning is only one. So that is what we have to find. We have to find the maximum earning and number of person who is having that earning. Okay. So yeah. So along with earnings, we'll be counting them also. We'll be counting, we'll be having a counter as well. And we'll be saying from which table? From employee table, no? From employee. Now, very important. We have to understand that we should order it or we should also group it. So first we'll group it. Okay. First we will group it. We'll say group by, and we'll group by earnings only. Okay. Now we'll order it. An order will be based on earnings only. And as we have to find a maximum earning, therefore we will start from descending. So we'll start descending towards like the lower salaries, and we will limit to one row, first row. So on limiting to first row, we will get the maximum earning and total number of people earning that much. Okay. When we include month times salary as their earning. So let's check if it works. Okay, it's working. So like in this output, we are getting 7 people are having this much salary. Okay. Like maximum earning. Now let's move towards the next question. Okay, first let's submit this also. Towards the so now let's go to weather station problems again. So we'll be considering that data set that we have worked previously. Okay, now the questions will be based on latitude, longitude, and aggregations and all those that we have just recently done. Let's do the first question on the second set of weather observation station 2. So we have to find the sum of all the values of latitude, northern latitude, and western longitude sum. And we have to scale it to 2 decimal for rounding it up. Okay. To round it off, we will scale it to 2 decimal places. Okay. So let's now do it. We'll say select. So it's very easy question. We'll say select. As we have to round, therefore I'm taking round as well. And first we have to find the latitude and the sum of latitude. So we will do sum of latitude, then n, then you have to round it by 2. Again, the next thing that is you have to do round, then sum, then long, then w, then again 2. Then we'll say from station. Let's see if it is going to work or not. I hope it works. Okay, now it's working. Let's submit it. So it's very easy. We are just rounding it off to 2 decimal places and summing the all latitude data and longitude data from the station. Okay. So yeah, it's working. Let's move towards the observation station 13. Okay, it's opening. So it is saying query sum of northern latitude from station having greater than and less than. Truncate, okay, it's again easy. Truncate is also similar to rounding off. So we will say select, as we have to truncate, so we'll say round up to 4 places, 4 decibels, so we'll say this. And we have to find the latitude, northern latitude. Okay, from station where lat n, where lat n is greater than this value. Okay, we cannot copy it, so we'll have to write it 38.7880. And latitude n should be less than 137.2345. Okay. Now Let's run the code. Okay, I'm getting some wrong answer. Okay, I'm getting wrong answer. But why is it so? Okay, let me fix it. Okay, we have to find the sum also. I was not finding the sum of latitude. Okay, now let's run it. It should work now. Yeah, it's working now. Let's submit the code and let's move to the next question. So we have done the 13 part. It was 13, yeah. So now let's go to 14. Okay, it was submitted. Yeah, it was submitted. Let's move to 14th. Weather station observation 14. Okay, so it is saying greatest value of the northern latitude from the. Okay. It's again easy question. So we'll say select greatest. So we have to find the greatest value of latitude, which means the maximum of latitude, northern latitude from station. So you can just read the text from there and just write your query. It's that easy. That is less than. That is less than. Okay, that is less than 137.2345. Okay, and you have to truncate the answer. You have to truncate the answer. So we'll say round, and we will say we'll go up to 4 decimal. Okay. Now let's run the code. Okay, it's getting submitted. Let's submit it. Okay, so we are good to go. Now let's go towards. So this was weather station 14, I guess. And okay, let me again check. Did I solve the 14th one? Yeah, it was 14th. Okay, it was 14th question. So let's go to 15th question. 15th question. Okay. Now this question. Yeah, let's see. So it says western longitude for the largest in station that is less than round off. Okay. Kind of same question. I hope you have read the question. Let's solve it. Now, see, it is similar to the previous question that we have done, but it has some twist. Okay, so we cannot say, we have to first find the western longitude. So we'll say longitude west from from station. Okay, where the Latin is less than 137.2345. Okay, that is the thing. One more thing is there, that we have to round the answer. So we'll say round, and we'll say round to 4 decimal. Okay. So is my like a query over? No, it's not over. So it is saying for the largest northern latitude. So for largest northern latitude, so I cannot say like this max and find my lat here. So this is not like acceptable. So what we'll do, we'll actually group it. Okay, we'll again group it. So we'll say, no, not group it, we'll order it. We'll order by, we'll say order by Latin. Okay. And we want to know the largest. So therefore we'll start descending. So we'll say DESC, and we have to find the largest. So we'll say limit. Again, limit 1. So this is the standard code, by the way. If you ever get to know like how to manipulate this code and use it in a modular way in previous question, like in further question that will be asked from HackerRank. So you can just try this out, where order by and limit. Basically, order by limit gives you the like that top row. Okay. Let's try this if it is working. Okay, it works. Now let's go to This was question 15. Station 15. Okay. Now let's go to 16. So it is submitted. Let's go to 16. Okay. Now query the smallest northern latitude. Okay. So it's easy question again because we are doing easy questions obviously from HackerRank. So we'll be doing hard. We'll be doing the like other section. Like I'll be uploading next videos. Like this is for the basics SQL. Then we'll go to medium, then hard level also. So I'll cover all the questions from HackerRank based upon SQL. So it will be good for practice. Okay. So stay tuned. Now let's do it. So we are finding the minimum. So we'll say minimum lat n. Okay. Okay, we have to round also. So we'll say round and up to 4. Yeah, 4 from station. Okay, greater than where greater than okay which okay lat n only. Lat n should be greater than 38.7780. Hope it works. Okay, it works. Submit the code. Move to the next question. So this was 16th question. Yeah. Let's go to 17th question. Let's go to 17th question. Okay. Okay. So now let's do this question. So it is saying, okay, it is the very similar question that we have done previously. That's where I've told you like there is a standard, code for finding this, So we'll be using that code only. So I hope you've read the question. Let's start the solution. So solution is select, and then we say we have to find the long W from station where Latin is greater than 38.7780, and we have to find the smallest northern latitude, smallest. So we'll again say order by Latin. Okay, and we will this time will be ascending, will be going upward from smallest to the largest. So we'll say ASC, and then we'll say limit, and then 1, not 2, we'll say 1, and then we'll run it. Okay, wrong answer is coming because I have not rounded it. Okay, I'll have to round it also by the 4 decimal, by 4 decimal. Okay, so it is just 5 line of code, and it is working fine. Okay, so I've submitted it. It's great. Okay, let's move towards the next question which are left. So we are very close to completing this. So only, I think, 6 or 5 questions are left. Okay, so let's go. So guys, we have done most of the questions and only 6 questions are left. So let's start with this question, that is population census, then African cities, and like all the 6 questions are left. So let's finish it off. Okay, so let's start. Okay. So in this question, basically we are given city and country tables. Query the sum of population of all the cities where continent is Asia. Okay, so we have given 2 tables this time. So this time we will have to use the join. Okay, so we'll see it. So let's start. First we'll select as we have to find the sum. Therefore, sum of population of all the cities. Okay, sum of population of all the cities. So I say sum population of city. So city dot population. Why I'm writing like this, I'll tell you. And yeah, this is going to be from city only. City from city, where, sorry, not where, but we'll be joining this with the country. So we have two table, city and country. So I'll be joining city with country on the basis of this country code. This country code and code, they both are the same column. So I'll be joining it on the basis of it. So I'll say join country on, I'll be joining country on. So I'll say as a city on country code equal to country country on code. Okay, not country code, only country dot code. So I'll join the table on country code. Okay, and code from country. So yeah, but one more thing is there, that I have to choose the continent also. So I'll say where country dot continent equal to Asia. So I'll say this is Asia. Asia is there. Okay, let's see. Okay, it works. So we have to find the sum of city population from city country. So basically what we did in this query, we have selected all the city population first, and then we have find the sum of each of those city. And we are, as we have two tables, so my query is running from city join country on, will be joining on country code from city and country's code. So which means that in country table I have code column, so I'll be joining it on code. And on city table I have country code, so I'll be joining on this. Because they both are same, therefore I'm using it like this. And for picking the column from a particular table, that's why I'm using city.population, city.country code, country.code, country.continent, like this. Okay, so that is the thing. Now let's move towards the next question. Next question is African cities. Okay, okay, so let's start. So it is saying that again the same city and country table is given. We have to find the name of all the cities where the continent is Africa. Okay, so it is the same query, but little different while selecting. So I'll just select. I just want the name. So I'll say city dot name, city dot name, city dot name. Okay, okay. From, okay, some issue with the phone was there, so that's why I stopped. Okay, let me restart. So where I was okay, from city. I have to pick it. Then I'll say I have to join. I have to join on join country table on city dot country code equal to uh, equal to country dot code. Okay, that is it. Now I'll say where uh, country dot continent is equal to Africa. Okay, so yeah, let's see if it works. Let's run it. Okay, it is working. Let's submit it. Okay, I hope you're getting, because we are in like first what is happening, we are picking the name of city. Okay, and we are supposed to find the name of all the cities from Africa continent. So therefore we are choosing continent Africa. and it is selecting the name of all the cities. Okay. Now let's come to average population of each continent. Okay. Average population of each continent. Average population of each continent. Okay, let's start. Let's see how it works. So if we have to query name of all the continent. Okay, so I'll say select name of all the continent. Okay, so country is having continent, so I'll say country dot continent. Okay, comma. Then it says and the respective range and their population. Okay, so I have to find the average first, and then comes city dot population. Okay, okay. City dot population, and then we'll say from city join. We have to join the country on, this is same, on country on code equal to city dot country code. Okay, okay, this is easy. Now I have to choose what. Okay, so basically I have to get the respective average city population. Okay, so for each continent I have to get this, therefore I will be grouping it. I will group it. I'll group by, I'll say group by country dot continent. Okay, let's see if it works. Average city population. Okay, it's not working, but yeah, it's coming. Answer is coming. Some answer is coming, especially some answer is coming, but still nothing is there. So okay. I think there is some mistake that I've done. Okay, that mistake is I got the mistake. Yeah. So I have to find. Okay, I didn't read this line. This is also here. Round down. So we have seen round, we have seen seal, we have seen everything, but we haven't used floor so far. So we'll be using floor for this. Okay, so floor is just just making the, if let's suppose it is 5.2, so then it will make it 5. Okay, if we have used seal, then it would have made it 6, but 5.2 will become 5. So floor on this. Okay, floor on this. So this is easy now. We are grouping by country, continent. We are grouping by continent, and like when the group of continent is there, and then we are finding the average of the city population, and also finding the name of the continent. So for that continent, this the like all those cities which are in that continent is having that average, and we're actually having the floor value of them. So yeah, so it's easy question. Okay, so what I've done this question. Okay, now let's start the pads question. Okay, let's go. Okay, so in this question, query an alphabetically ordered list of all names in occupation immediately followed by the first character in each profession as parenthetical enclosed parenthesis. For example, an actor name A, doctor name D. Okay. So, okay. So I think in this query, we have to use two select commands. First command is for this, and the second command will be for this output. Okay, let's go. So we'll say select, and as we have multiple things here, so we will be concatenating them. So we'll say concat, then we are getting the name. Okay, so we'll say name. Okay, so name is simple name, and then we'll say parenthesis again. Parenthesis is there. Now comes your occupation. So as we have done this in our initial questions, I've told you about right and left concept. So here we will be using left concept because I have to pick the occupation's first letter. Okay, so this is the occupation and I have to pick this letter. Therefore, I'm using left. So I'll say left and I'll say occupation, comma 1. Okay. Now, I'll close it. I will close it. Okay. So yeah, so this is the thing. I think this is the thing that we have to do so far. Then we'll say from, and okay, from is from occupations. So we'll say occupations. Okay, occupations. And one more thing was there. If you have read this carefully, query an alphabetically ordered list of name. So we'll say order by name. Okay, I've told you this initially as well. If you have followed the whole video, you must have got like how to do this first part. So let's check if we are getting this part or not. Just run this. We'll just run this. Okay, and the second part will do it. Okay, so we are getting, okay, we're getting this. So our first part is done. So now let's come to our second part. So I'll just comment it that our first part is, this was our first part, part one select. Okay, now comes our part 2 select. Part 2 select. Okay, so for part 2 select, I will say select, but first let me read the question what it is. It says query the number of observation or occurrences of each occupation in occupations. Okay. Sort the occurrences in ascending order and output them in the following form, where the occupation number of occupations and number of occurrences of the occupation in the okay. So I have to say, so basically I have to find it. Okay, so again I'll have to use the concat thing here. So I'll say concat. So I will have to put this first. There are total number of okay. Now I will add this thing, but before I add it, I have to get the count of it. So I'll say count of occupation. Okay, occupation. So occupation count. So we'll say occupation. Yeah. Then comma. Then we have to find the occupation. Okay. Occupation. So it is nothing but it is simple occupation, I guess. Yeah. Okay, let's figure it out. Okay. But if you look closely, this is smaller d. Okay. And here, if you see, this is D is in capital. So I have to use, but okay, there is a space also. So I will have to use space. For space, I'll say this thing and I'll say lower. Okay, I'll not have the space, so I'll just do it. So yeah, occupation again, comma. Now this thing, doctor. So if you see, this is doctor and this is S. So yeah, S dot S. So yeah, so far this is quite easy. We are just using select concat and then that part. This there are total a total of, then count of occupation, then there is some space, then we are lowering the occupation a word, and then again using S dot at the end. Okay, so again then we'll say from occupations. Okay, now comes the tricky part. So now, yeah, let's read this again. So it says if more than one occupation has the same occupation, they should be ordered alphabetically. Okay, so this is also the case. Okay, we have to do the alphabetical order and all those things. Okay, we have to sorting we'll say. So for sorting we will say, okay, first we will have to group by occupation, group by occupation, and we'll also have to order by occupation order by. Okay, occupation order by, and we'll, okay, if you look at this closely, so there is doctor 2233. Okay, so 3 is coming at the end. So yeah, I was thinking of descending, but we should not use descending because we should be using ascend here. Ascend here. Okay. Order by ascend. Okay. Cool. But the point is, we have to also do the count of it. Okay. Order by count. So this count should be in ascending order, and occupation itself should also be in ascending order. Okay. So yeah, this is the whole query. Let's run this one time and see if it is working. Okay, it fully worked. So yeah, it's completely working. So it's great. Okay. So yeah, that is how you have to do this. I just made it look easy because I have done this question previously also when I was preparing for some interview. Therefore, I was able to do it. But yeah, it's a very difficult question, by the way. Like for the first time, you may feel overwhelmed or you may not be able to, like, do it in the first go. But yeah, you could do it if you have good understanding of how the things are happening here. You should be good at concatenating and you should be good at group by and order by. So that is it. And some, like, just taking care of some minute details, that is very very important also. So yeah, okay, this question was success. So let's go to the next question. So we have done this, only last 2 questions are remaining. Okay, so we will again be entering into the station dataset, weather observation station dataset. So yeah, we have to find the Manhattan distance. Okay, so A happens to equal to minimum value of northern latitude. This is minimum value of western latitude, maximum value of northern, maximum. Okay. So yeah, it's very easy, I would say, but yeah, it's kind of tricky. So we have to say select, and we will have to say select, and then we'll be selecting from station. Okay, station. Now comes the cool part. We have to round it also. Yeah, we have to round it. Okay, and it's round it to a scale of 4 decibel. So we'll say round and add this 4 also. Okay, now let's come inside. Okay, now see, now there is some we have to find some Manhattan distance. So if you, I just tell you what is Manhattan distance. So Manhattan distance is nothing but if the 2 points are given to us, A comma B, C comma D. So Manhattan distance is going to be like, it should look like C minus A plus D minus B. Okay. So this is the way we actually write the Manhattan distance. We take the difference of the first coordinate and the difference of second coordinate and add them. That is the simple way to understand Manhattan distance. So yeah, so we will have to do this same thing. So we'll add plus in here between, and we will be having two parentheses brackets. Okay. Now in this bracket, I will be having negative sign. I will be having negative sign between two two values. Okay, between two values. So this is very important to just keep it in mind. Now, first should be, I would suggest you to put it as the maximum value. As you could see, D is there. So, okay, we could choose anyone. Let's say C. C is nothing but what? C is the maximum value. So we'll say maximum of lat n. Okay, lat n. So it is latitude n. And for the latitude, we will choose the latitude from there. So that for A is there. Look at the A, look at the C, and just find it, here, and find what operation should we do. Is it maximum, minimum, or on which we should play it? So you'll then feel it why I am doing it like this. And the similar way, I'll just do the thing. Okay. In the similar way, I'll do the thing here also. Okay, now it's cool. But in there, I will say it's longitude. Okay, longitude W, longitude W. Okay, western longitude. Let's see if it works. Okay, some error is there. Let's see what is that error. Okay, let me figure it out. What is this error? What is this error? Let me figure it out. So A happens to be equal to minimum value of northern latitude. I think it should have worked, but I don't know why it actually didn't happen the way I thought it should happen. Okay, I got it. Why it didn't happen? Because I'm having the issue with the bracket. Okay. Now let me try it again. Operand should contain one column. Okay. Let me just select round from station. Okay, what's wrong with it? Okay, this bracket is there. This bracket is also good. Okay, this bracket. Okay. That's good, quite good. I think there's an extra bracket that we don't need. But why is it not working? Okay, it worked. Okay. It worked. There was some issue with the parenthesis, I think. Yeah. So okay, that's great. That's great. Now let's come to weather observation 19. Okay, if you read the question, it says consider P1, P2 to be 2 points on the plane. Okay, it's kind of similar question, but now we have to find the Euclidean distance. So let me tell you Euclidean distance in short, what it is. Okay, so Euclidean is nothing but a square root of a square of a minus, you could say, in this case we'll say c minus a plus square of d minus b. So yeah, that's it. That is how Euclidean distance is formed. So we'll say select, and yeah, and then we'll say from station. Okay. So as we have done previous question, we'll just pick it from here only. Okay, we'll pick it from here. But yeah, I'll just do some tweaks here. I'll tell you what are the tweaks. So before finding, okay, this is the whole bracket for, okay, this, yeah. So here I'll be using power and, okay, power, and giving it this, and also giving it this, and giving the power to, okay. Okay, I'll do the same thing here also. I'll say power, power, and so to find a square, we don't use this square thing in MySQL. We actually use power stuff, and we give the power in this value. Okay. So yeah, so far so good. So yeah, we should use one more bracket here. Yeah, and it will be 2. Okay, or power. Okay, now let's check if it's working. But yeah, one more thing I have just not used here, that is the square root. So I have to take the square root as well. Okay, so I'll take a bracket here, put a bracket here, and one bracket also here, and I'll put square root. Okay, I'll put square root here. Now let's see if it works or not. I hope my code is visible to you. So yeah, now it's working. So okay, so guys, we have completed the easy part or basic SQL skill, and we have done all the questions. It is around, I think, 50 questions. They are around 50 questions. So we have done 50 questions in this video. I hope you like this video. And if you really, want to support this video, give a thumbs up to the video and subscribe to the channel. And stay tuned because I'll be posting more videos like this. So I've just completed it for the SQL basics. And now the next video will be coming on SQL intermediate, and then it will be on SQL advanced. So stay tuned. Hasta luego.